Good morning students, welcome back to our English class. Today we are going to learn Unit 3 Supplementary Reader Earthquake written by M.S. Mahadevan. Children, now we will discuss warm-up questions. First question, what is earthquake? Earthquake, any sudden shaking of the ground caused by the passage of waves through earth rocks. Second question, how do earthquakes causes damage? Earthquake destruction begins with the earth violent shaking that can rupture the earth, that trigger landslides and turn the surface of the earth to liquid. The damaging shaking of major earthquake can be felt hundreds of miles away. Third question, what is the safest place during an earthquake? The best move is getting under a strong table or desk. If no study object is available, get next to an interior wall with no windows. Or if you have no shelter, hold on to your neck and head with both arms and hands. When was the last time you helped someone? Write a few sentences of your act of kindness. Dear students, let's first learn meanings for better understanding and move on to the story. Glossary. First one, rickety. Structure or piece of equipment poorly made and likely to collapse. Tremor, a slight earthquake. Devastation, the state of being decayed or destroyed haphazardly in a random manner. Debris, scattered piece of rubbish or remains, white shredded, wrapped or dressed in a shroud for burial. Pyres, a heap of burnable material for burning a corpse as part of a funeral ceremony. We will see the characters now. Bridge was eldest son, 17 years old. He had brother Neelu, 10 years old, and his sister Bewley, 2 years old. Mother and grandmother lived with them. Uncle, army officers. Father died due to illness just 14 months ago. Now, let's move on to the story. I am Bridge. I greeted a traveler and asked him if he was a stranger and waiting for a bus to Badrinath or a visitor to the Valley of Flowers. I am carrying this can of milk to the shop. Welcome to my humble roadside tea shop. I will treat you to the best cup of tea in all Garwell. I started this shop 2 years ago while at a shop in Panipat. I had saved most of my earnings. By the grace of God, this shop provides me a decent enough livelihood. I prepared a strong sweet flavored tea with cardamom and served my customer. I informed him that I will shut my shop at sunset and walk back to my dwellings on the hillside. Molti is the name of my village, the village of my ancestors, but now it is gone. 4 years ago, one October night, the earth quaked. Tremors are common in these parts. The Himalayas may look solid, but the truth is, deep down, they are unstable. The terrible earthquake was felt as far away as Delhi and Lucknow. Out of the 670 villages in the valley, 602 were destroyed. I had gone to Pori to buy my school books. I stayed the night at my uncle's house. We felt a tremor, but Pori lived through the night. Moti did not. Huge boulders were thrown across tracks and roads. The army rescue team took 4 days to arrive at Moti. I was among the first to reach the village with my uncle. We were not prepared for what we saw. Our house, a two-storied stone building built by my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather was no more. My father had died of illness just 14 months ago. My mother took care of me and my siblings. My grandmother lived with us. The soldiers began to clear the debris. I was at a makeshift camp. My uncle informed me that they had taken the bodies to the river bank. I performed the last rites and set off to Pori. I remember the last glimpse of my family standing at the doorway and waving to me. Bewley was missing. I wanted to find her. I was on my knees, scorching, crying. The army officer said that it was no use as no one was alive there. I controlled my tears and said that I wanted to give her a proper cremation. The sun had set and the pyres burnt row upon row. A little later, the officer and his men came with spades and crowbars. After 2 hours, they found a small foot. She was alive. The soldiers wrapped her in a warm blanket and took her to a makeshift hospital. My sister and I went on to live with my uncle. I got a job at a dhaba near Panipat. Bewley started going to school. I wanted to thank the army officer but didn't meet him. Every day I would see a complete stranger who reminded me of that officer. And I served him tea. I felt a joy. A month later, I quit the job and returned to the mountain. Now I am on my own and at peace. I offered the stranger the best tea in all Gorwal. I wished him a safe journey.